y'all. Good morning. Look what I've got. Show you. Blackberries. They were frozen. I'm going to just pick some up. Y'all got to see how big and beautiful these look. Look. Whoop. Got one. What I did last year, Banks and I went blackberry picking, and we picked these blackberries out on the woods road. And I put them in this sack, and I froze them with water over it so they wouldn't dry out. So as I was thawing them, some of the water leaked out. Of course, it was black. But anyway, that's the blackberries. And I've got, well, I guess about a pint. That's what I've got. I've got some water over here boiling. And I've got this little pot half full. Okay? Now, we're going to take these blackberries and we're going to make us a blackberry cobbler. So what I'm going to do, I need a wooden spoon. We're going to put these blackberries in this water that I've got. We're not going to put any sugar in right now, and I'll tell you why. So now the water's coming to about 3/4 of the way. We'll turn it down a little bit, and we're going to get us a stick of butter and put in there. But we're not going to put in any sugar right now. Now, if you are watching your sugar and you think, well, I sure would like to have some blackberry cobbler, but I can't have the sugar, then put something in there, whatever you've got to make it sweet. Drop you a stick of butter in there. No use of measuring. You got you some. And we're going to let all that flavor from those berries come out into this juice. Now we're going to make our dumplings to go in it. Now, I know that some of y'all have been calling a cobbler like you measure it and you pour it in it and stir it around, it comes to the top. Southern cobbler from South Alabama has dumplings in it. All right, here we go. I've got 2 cups of your all-purpose, right there, all-purpose white lily flour. This is just an empty bag. I used it all up, and I had put the rest over there in my jar. But you don't want your dumplings to puff up. Now, I know some people like puff-up dumplings. Walt Merrill, I think, is one of them. But my Dallas likes them flat like I do. So you want the all-purpose so that they'll stay flat and won't fluff up. So I've got 2 cups. I normally don't measure. I'm just putting this in there for y'all. All right, and I'm going to get me some grease. You can use lard or whatever solid grease you want. I'm going to get that much. That's about the size of a chicken egg. Put it in there. Take you some buttermilk. Put you a little bit in there. Maybe half a cup right now. And just work that dough, that flour in with that grease. Look at there, it's already happening. I'm going to put a little bit more, still a little bit dry. Put just a tad more. You don't have to measure. And I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, that's looking good, looking good. All right, I think that's about it. Let me show you what we're going to do now. All right, so while that's boiling, we're going to, I think I about got it all off. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Get it off your fingers. Like that. And I'm going to get out, I've got a sheet that I put on my chopping block to do my dumplings. Let me get that out. I forgot. I'm sorry. I know your time is limited, and I know you can't watch me all day. That's why I'm always in a hurry. Let me do that. Let me get out this little thing right here. I usually use this. Put it out right here so we could work better. Okay. Now then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle this surface with some plain flour. Let me get some out. I'm just going to get a little scoop of it right here and put on the corner because I'm going to need it. You take a little bit of it and sprinkle it around here. All right, that's doing good. I don't want all my juice to cook away because I want my pie to be good and juicy, okay? Move the grease out of the way. And I've got my rolling pin. So we're ready. We're ready. All right, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit where you make sure you can see. So I'm going to get my dough out. I'm going to make sure I get it all. All right, now I'm fixing to press down and work it just a little bit. See, it is so easy. You do not even have to measure. You can tell by how it feels, y'all. Put a little bit more flour. It seems like it's a little sticky. I'm going to get down here with you. We're doing our workout today. Now let's take our aggression out on it. You work dumplings a long time. You don't work biscuits a long time because they'll be tough. But we want our dumplings good and solid. Now here, let me turn this down. I don't want it to boil away. I just want them to boil a little bit, not much. Don't boil them much. All right, so here's what you want to do. Wait a minute. Let me bang on it just a little bit more. I'm going to divide this into 2 pieces. This is going to be not equal pieces. This is going to be our crust on the top. This is going to be our dumplings, okay? All right, so move this out of the way. Put your dough down and get your rolling pin. Now, when you're rolling this out, get in there, boy. You want it to be as thin as paper. Don't put a big old thick dumpling in there, y'all. Do it real thin. All right, let me get it thin. We're going to have Blackberry Cobbler. And I've also got a big half-gallon of vanilla ice cream we're going to put on top of it. Won't that be good? And it won't be long that we're going to be able to find some berries. Y'all get out there in the woods and the old country roads and you can find them right beside the road. They grow wild. And so do dewberries. Now, dewberries and blackberries are similar, but they don't come out at the same time. Dewberries are in the springtime. Blackberries are in the summer. This is a new apron. It was a little bit big. I had to, it had Velcro on the back to stick it together, but I had to pin it because it was falling off of my shoulders. It's a little bit big on me. But I sure like it. It really covers me up good so I can work. All right, there's our dumplings. That's it. Now let me give you a little hint right here real quickly. Let me get my spatula out. I had a certain one I want to use. Here it is. If you pick your dough up like this a little bit, and if you pick it up, that's great. If you cannot, if it's sticking, that means you didn't add quite enough flour when you were working it. So just roll it back up and put a little more flour. All right, cut this in long, skinny strips like that. And then cut it, this way a few times in little squares or whatever, however you want it. However you want it. Okay. Now here's something important. I know y'all want to pull my sleeves up. Let me do it. I got it all over that. Look at that. Look at that. You want enough water in that pot because these dumplings are going to soak up some of it. And you don't want your pie dry. So if you have to add more, then do. Now come over here and we are going to add some sugar in that pot. I don't know how much sugar. All right, but it's time. See, it's boiled. And, but it's not sweet. It's just butter and, let me get my light back over here where you can see. There we go. It's just butter and juice, blackberries, or water, blackberries. So now we're going to add our sugar. All right, I'm going to guesstimate. Let's guesstimate. What do y'all think? Now, blackberries are kind of sour. So I think I'll just add me a cup to start with. I'm going to add a cup of sugar. I'm getting it out of my sugar thing if y'all want to watch me. I've got on my bedroom shoes, y'all. My feet, I'm telling you, my feet hurt. All right, so there's a cup of sugar. And we're going to put it in right here. The reason you don't put your sugar in at the beginning is sugar will make something turn syrupy. And you want your broth to be watery. Just a real good, light, airy broth. Okay, now I'm going to taste it. I got it stirred. Let's taste it, see if it's sweet enough. I think it needs a little bit more sugar. Let me put a half a cup more. We're going to put a half a cup more and see if that makes a difference. We're going to also turn it up to high. And the reason we're going to do that is because when you put in your dumplings, it's supposed to be at a rolling boil. And I've got our oven set on 350 degrees. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to turn it up to 400. And the reason being is everything in it's going to be done except for the top. So, there we go. Now I'm going to taste it again. And yes, I know it was the same spoon. Are you telling me this is boiling? So it's not going to matter. Oh, yes, that's perfect. So good. Now, when this starts boiling, we're going to put the dumplings in it. Let them cook maybe 5-10 minutes. They're not going to take long because, why? They're so thin. Now, I need to get me out a casserole dish to put this in. So, let me look. See what we've got. I think we'll use this right here. Right here is a good size one. I think that'll work. Maybe too big. I don't know. We'll see. I think that works. All right, it's boiling, so let me put the dumplings in it. What I do is I pick my dumplings up with a spatula like this. Whoop! All right, here we go, y'all. Listen, gotta work fast on this one. Y'all just stay with me. Uh-oh, I dropped the whole thing full of them. Get you over there. There you go. There you go. I think you can see now. All right, we're going to let that cook just a few minutes. Here's some more. All right, here's the last of them, except what I dropped on the floor. The birds will get those. All right, I'm going to stir it up a little bit and let that do. Let that cook just a minute. And while that's cooking, we are going to roll out our top. Okay? Put a little more flour on that. Sprinkle a little flour right there. Whoop! Got to boil over. Alright, our oven's set. You may want to do yours in a bigger boiler than I've done mine in. Mine's trying to boil over. I've got it turned down now. I think I've got it fixed now. We'll see. Okay, let's roll this out real thin. And you want to, when you roll the top out, you want to roll it out in the shape of your casserole dish, which I can tell mine is too big. I need a smaller casserole. I'm going to have to change it. Let's go out on this part just a little bit. Y'all can make a peach cobbler, an apple cobbler, a blackberry cobbler, a blueberry cobbler. This is the same way you make chicken and dumplings. You boil your chicken, debone it, and then make this little dumpling to go in it, and you've got you a good dish now, I'm telling you. All right, let's see if it's going to stick. Nope, it's doing good, doing good. All right. All right, that's done. Now let me melt some butter to go on top. Okay, y'all, we've waited. I cooked those dumplings about 10 minutes. And they are ready. You know, the blackberries are already tender. You ain't got to worry about that. All right, so here is what I'm going to put them in. Wait a minute, let me show you. It's this. This is look like an 8 by 10 or 11 or something like that. You'll have to figure out yours as you go. I'll do it like that so y'all can watch me pour it in there. All right. Here we go. Let's pour it in. Oh my gosh, is it perfect? I think so. I got a little bit left. I'll eat that myself. All right. Now then, while that's sitting there a minute, I've got my dough to go on top of it. This is going to be the top of my casserole. So let me move this over a little bit so I can move this over so you can see. See all that juice? You want it like that, y'all. That's the good part. So pick your dough up and put it on top. So I'm going to try without trying to break it. I do like this, but y'all do it however whatever works for you. You do it whatever way you want to. But here's my dough. All right, so let's see. I'm going to try to cover it all. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm going to let it go over the side, kind of clamp it down a little bit. And I've got a piece. I'm not going to cut off. I'm going to let it just be over the side, but I'm going to take that little piece right there and put right here because I don't want that juice going all over the top of it. I'm going to patch it up a little bit. Do y'all ever patch your pies? There we go. Let's see. And I'm going to kind of press that down. I don't want that juice piling up over this thing. Now I've got a little melted butter. I'm going to kind of paint gently, gently, gently over the top to make it brown up. And also we're going to sprinkle sugar on top to make your stuff real crunchy. You don't want to press down too hard now because you know our dough is thin. I already see another hole over here. And you don't have to put all of this butter on there either. You can save it for something else. I'm going to try to see if I can pinch off a little of this and put over this hole over here. Let me spread it out a little bit. Y'all ought to see this kitchen. It's a wreck doing all this flour. I dropped some dumplings a while ago. I had to get those up. All right, so I'm going to put this right here just to cover up that little hole. And I am going to put a little butter on top of it. Okay? There you go. Now let's sprinkle. We're going to take some sugar. And you don't take too much, but you just lightly sprinkle a little bit over that crust. And that makes it crunchy. Just do it real easy. We're fixing to pop this in the oven. And the only thing that has to get done is the top. And you know that isn't going to take long because it's so thin. How's that look to you? Does that look like about enough? Is that enough, y'all? Tell me, tell me. I know you're talking to me right now. I can hear you talking. All right, so let's get our hot pads and put it in the oven. And I'm going to cook on 400 because I'm in a hurry. I've got to get to church. And also, only thing it needs doing is just the top. So it shouldn't take that long. Be careful now. Be careful. Because it'll slosh out if you're not careful. You can't just sling it in there. All right. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take. I have no idea. But I know that I'm not going to show you any me eating any of it because it's for lunch, and I'm not ready to do it yet, so it's no use doing it. But I'll be back in a minute though and show you how it looks. I will do that. I just don't cut into it till I eat at lunchtime. So I'll be back in just probably 5-10 minutes, something like that, just long enough for it to get brown, and I'll be ready. Hey, y'all, it's ready. It cooked exactly 12 minutes. So to let you know. And that little hole that I had and I tried to patch, it didn't work. It's kind of spilled over the top, but that's all right. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be delicious. All right. Got something else in there cooking. Let's see here. Let me turn everything off because if I don't, I'll be messed up. Let's see. Off. Okay, now then. Here it is, y'all. The ice cream's still in the freezer. And this is that little corner, you know, that I said I didn't want it coming up. Listen. Get up here close where you can hear. You hear that? So our crust is nice and crunchy. This little patch worked. That one didn't. But it's ready. And it's going to be good, y'all. And we're going to linger at the table, y'all. Woo! I'm boiling potatoes, y'all, and they're boiling over. I'm telling you, what a difference a day makes. Have y'all ever heard that song? Well, here it is. It's ready. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna linger at the table, and we're gonna live each little moment, which is my third book title. Love y'all. Bye bye.